about the life and legacy of Susan Butcher at Trailbreaker Kennels here. Just like we promised. And we're not just going to float by. We're going to turn the boat into a grandstand so I can introduce you to Susan Butcher's husband, who is a veteran of the Iditarod and the winner of the 1988 Yukon Quest. Dave Monson, good to see you this afternoon.
Well, good to see you. Welcome to Trailbreaker Kennel. And probably a lot of people back home wouldn't believe we came to Alaska and just were way too hot, you know. I know so many people have luggage this big full of parkas, and really what you need is a tank top. So, but to tell you the truth, you know, summer, it might not be our season, but it's probably one of our favorite times of the year because we get to play with puppies, and that makes every day a great day.
Oh, man. You ever think cuteness would need a warning label? Look at these. Now, I was mentioning, as you heard on the way in, that story of Susan and Granite and how her relationship with him, her belief in him, turned him into that incredible champion. You have continued that practice at Trailbreaker, both of you did. How early in the life of a little puppy does that bonding begin in a meaningful way?
Well, you know what, actually, we want to start our relationship with these little puppies as soon as we can. And so the day they're born, what we do is we pick them up and we hold them gently in our hands. And even though their eyes aren't open for the first 10 days of their life, they have a highly developed sense of smell. And they can associate that feeling of comfort and security when we hold them. Well, they associate that with us, so by the time they can run around a little bit like they're doing now, they already know us, they trust us, and they want to follow us on adventures, which gives us a perfect opportunity to help them develop their self-confidence. Now, we do that by challenging them to overcome obstacles, things that they might think were a little tough, you know. And one of the things, of course, is jumping across these logs. One of the things today is going down this embankment. Now, if they can't do it, we're there to help them. But when they do make it, they get lots and lots of praise on the other side, and they learn something from that. And what they're learning is that we're not asking them to do anything impossible, and also that we will always be there to help them if the going gets tough. And that pays big dividends when we're on the trail together with them later on in life.
Yeah. Well, and you know, it's been amazing just over the last week. I mean, probably a week and a half ago, you'd ask him to go over the log and they'd tuck up in that little, you know, shaded corner by the flowers and be like, no.
Yeah.
And now they vault right over them. They're exploring the bluffs, checking out the rocks, and you're going to run out of challenges for them before they're big enough to put into harness. So what do you do when this yard isn't really enough to keep them interested anymore?
Well, you know, I think it's just like any parent wants for their kids. We want every success they have to be a stepping stone or a building block towards their next success. So after they've bonded with us, when they've developed self-confidence, and when they feel comfortable running around in the Soul area, that's when we introduce them to their mentors, the ones that will teach them that next step in becoming a great sled dog. Who are their mentors? Well, of course, they're the older dogs in our kennel, the veterans on the teams that have gone many, many thousands of miles. And so what we do is we simply introduce them just by going on long walks out in the woods. Now, when we do that, the older dogs, of course, run confidently way out in front, and the puppies naturally will chase after them. When they've been out there for a while, running around and having fun in the bushes and ravines and water, we call the older dogs back, who run to us immediately, and the puppies chase them back. Now, the key to this whole thing is that we repeat the process, that same process, again and again, so that by association, the puppies start learning a couple things from the older dogs. Now, number one, of course, they learn to listen for my voice, because every time they hear my voice, the older dogs do something, and so they start thinking, hey, maybe that voice means something, maybe I should be paying attention to it. But the second thing they learn, and by far this is the most important, they learn to always follow the example of those older dogs, because those are the ones that ultimately will bring us all safely home. And they need that skill when they go in harness for the first time.
Yeah, it's important to them and you, of course. And that's got to be an exciting time when you get to hitch them up and really see what they're made of. But you know, you talked about this process and these different well, look at this. I don't care about the log. So this process of them going through these stages, now how do you know when the time is right for them to quit just running around on their own out here and actually join a team? Is it age or weight, or what's the key to it?
Well, you know, JR, it's not just one of the things that you mentioned, it's all of the things that you mentioned. We have to make sure that they're completely ready to be successful, that they have fun, of course, and that they want to do it again. So the first thing we look is for their physical ability. Are they big enough, strong enough, and fast? And as you can see, those little puppies hadn't reached that stage yet. But they grow pretty quick, and so usually it's about 6 months of age that they're ready to do it physically. But then, after we see they can actually do it, we want to see, okay, if they started to learn the skills that they need when they're running as part of the team. Are they listening for my voice? But most importantly, are they really keyed on the older dogs that are going to be their partners out on the trail? Because there's a lot of subtleties when you're navigating those trails, and these guys have to be able to learn it from the true veterans. But the final thing I look for is something that I can't teach them. The older dogs can't teach them. It's something that comes from deep within the heart of every one of these dogs, and it's called the instinct to pull. And what that is, it's the love, joy, and desire that each one of these dogs have to run as part of a team, pulling a sled down the trail. But as you're noticing, as we're adding dogs, we're adding power. So I've modified this four-wheeler in a couple ways to accommodate all that power. Number one, I've removed the engine. You'll probably notice there's nothing. I've got only dog power today, and I've got plenty of that. So I had to reinforce the brakes. So I have control on corners and don't spin out into places I don't want to go. But the final thing is, whenever you hitch up a dog team, whether it's with a sled or a four-wheeler, you have to be securely tied off to an anchor in the ground, because you absolutely do not want to have this team take off without you. You can see the enthusiasm that they would probably be happy to do that. So now that I'm safely ready to go, I'm going to take off, but I've got a radio, so I can give you a call from the other side.
Yeah.
But we got to fix one neckline, it looks like here. So
I was going to say it's tragic they're not eager to get going.
yeah, well, you know, even on a warm day like today, they just love doing what they do. You can see that instinct there. We're going to keep nice and cool, because we're only going to go about 6/10 of a mile. And I think that'll be plenty today to give you a little example of what they like. So I'm going to take off, but I'll give you a call on the way back.
Okay, well, now look what happens when he pulls the trigger. No jumping, no barking. Everybody leans in, picks up speed. David is now gone. But keep a look to the left, in between the two cabins and out behind the dog pen, because he's doing a big U-turn. And then he'll come from our right to our left. You'll see him pass by. Use the monitors if that's easier. As the lead dogs set the pace, the rest of the team falls in behind there, and everybody else, all the rest of the dogs are just freaking out. Pick me, I want to go. But don't worry, because every dog exercises every day at Trailbreaker, which is why they're so healthy and why they live so long. Granite lived to be 17 and a half, and he ran over 41,000 miles in his career. His descendants get the same great care here. Now keep looking to the left, still in between those two cabins, but focus on that trail farther away from us.
Oh, there they are.
You can see us, we're doing about 20 miles an hour right now, which is pretty remarkable when you consider the four-wheeler now weigh over 600 pounds, and these guys are making it look effortless. And that's because the young guys have learned from the old guys, hey, you've got to work together if you're going to make it to the finish line. Because when we're racing, we might be going a cumulative mileage of over 1,000 miles, and that takes teamwork to accomplish that kind of a task. I'm coming to a corner, I'm going to give them a command, and I'll call you on the way back.
Okay, haw command. Remember, this is all voice steering. There's no reins or lines, so you shout out what you want. G for right, haw for left, hike or all right, gets them started, and then to stop them, You say, whoa, and then you just kind of pray. They don't like that command very much. You're going to see when they get back. Stopping is not what these dogs enjoy, regardless of the weather. Now watch the same trail, but opposite way, the far trail, because he's done another U-turn, and we'll pick him up on the radio as he comes back in here.
So cute how the dogs say, oh my God.
There they
Here we
go.
are. We're headed home, and I love this part of the run because it shows me how well the dogs really understand the strategy it takes to win a race like the Get Rough. And the strategy is that they conserved energy on the outbound leg. They're using it now, and we're going to make it to that finish line ahead of anybody that could be in front of us. It's a great team. I'll tell you more when I get back.
By the way, I notice we're kind of leaning to the left a little bit here, which you'd probably be glad to know that we're not done with dogs when we pull away here, because David and some of the crew are going to join us at the Cheetah Village and bring dogs with them. So you can meet these Alaskan Huskies right up close. Watch behind the dog pen. That's where you're going to see them. You get all your questions answered. Get some good picture of these remarkable athletes. There they go, still running hard, doing what they love. There is a beautiful bronze statue of that great lead dog, Granite, too, that was given to Susan and David to commemorate his career, so you can get photos with that as well. So lots of dog information still to come. Watch the gravel path in front of the vet barn, because here they come, and we'll see if the low command is going to work, or if we're all going to end up in the river. Nicely done, David. That's another one.